Fursey, Gotwako, the dark. The dark. Fursey, Gotwako.
Many moons ago, in a nameless village far, far away, there was a fire. And on one side of that fire was the dark. And out of the dark came the villagers. And they came to the fire for comfort and inspiration. On the other side of the fire was the village elder. And it was his responsibility to take the fire and inspire the people. And he was bald, and he was Chinese, and he had a cat. Ladies and gentlemen, contest chair, this was the vision I had when I first joined Toastmasters. I wanted to be that man who could take the fire and use it to help others, to motivate them, and to comfort them. But my story today is about what happens when that fire inside of you goes out. 2019 was a horrible year for me. Now, I know many of you are thinking, well, 2020 is not going so well either. Well, let's compare it to my 2019, okay? Just on a personal basis. You see, I've been a teacher my whole life, and I was one of those teachers that kids loved to come to. I could go to them and they would talk with me. I had a strong relationship. But in 2019, I was an administrator. And as an administrator, you got to drop the hammer. You got to be the disciplinarian. I'm the guy that's going to suspend you and expel you. And some kids didn't like that. As a matter of fact, one kid stood in the lobby of the school and said, "Nobody likes you." He said it twice. All the kids were there. They all had their phones out. And he goes, "Nobody likes you." I'm famous. I'm on their Snapchat. Now I know you're thinking, Fursey, that's work. Go home. Get a life. So I go home to my cat and my wife and best friend of 22 years. And that's when I found out that she had chosen to be with somebody else. Friends, have you ever been in the dark? You can yell and you can scream, but when you're in the dark, nobody can hear you. And it scares the cat. So what do you do when you're not happy at work and you're not happy at home? You go to Toastmasters. It was there. It was at Toastmasters, my club, where one of the officers said, "You know, Fursey, I know you want to be a public speaker. So I've set up this training at a Fortune 500 company. You should come with me." I was like, "Okay, Setma, just tell me what to do and what to say, and I'll do it." And she says, "No, I've already set it up. Now it's your turn to shine." And then she walked away. Shine? What do you mean shine? Was that some kind of bald joke? I mean, I got images of wax on, wax off. But I did everything she said. And what happened at the event is nowhere near as important as the fact that in my hour of need, in my darkness, she reached out to me and helped me and showed me how to shine. The following week, another officer comes to me and says, "Fursey, what you ought to be is a mentor." I was like, "No, Laura, I can't be a mentor. My cat won't even listen to me." And she says, "Fursey," I know, she said, "Fursey, it's a cat. It's not going to listen to anyone." But I did what she said, and I took a mentee, and I helped them through their pathways and their icebreaker and their first speech, and I loved it. It made me feel exactly what I used to feel as a teacher, that relationship. And so I took on another mentee, and then another protege, and another, and then I even went to a club that wasn't my own. And I saw that the Toastmaster of the evening, it was her first time being a Toastmaster, and she was shaking so bad. And so I said to her, before the club meeting had started, I said, why don't you come up here and stand in front of everybody and just breathe. And I'm going to be right here with you. Just breathe. You tell me when you're ready. She said, okay. And I said, you're going to shine. It was then that I realized I don't need to be in the spotlight to help somebody. Why limit myself to 5 to 7 minutes with a 30-second grace period when I could have 5 to 7 months and the relationship to help them? I realized that just like the stars in the sky that you can't see in the daytime, we shine brightest when it's dark. Friends, it's 2020 now. I still have my demons. But I know that I'm not scared anymore because I've got my fire and I'm never gonna let it go out. But the fact of the matter is, this speech is so much bigger than me. There are so many people out there who live in fear, and they're going through their own darkness. And it's up to us. It's up to us to look at them in the eye and say, I know you're scared. I know you're scared. But it's in the dark where you shine brightest. It's in the dark where you shine brightest. Contest manager.